Alright, so we are back in Sanctuary, probably for the last time because we're going to be leaving in this episode. We're going to be heading out to get power armor. A lot of people go to Concord to get the power armor, but that's not where we're going. We're going behind Sanctuary, and then to the side of it there's a place where you can get some power armor right next to it without fighting anything. So before we go, we gotta do a couple of things here. We're gonna go into the workshop because we do have some good stuff in there. And we are going to take out a couple of pieces of junk. And now that we dropped a lot of valuable stuff on the ground, we're going to go into the workshop like before and we're going to scrap it all. This is going to put the raw materials into the workbench so we can take only the parts that we wanted from it. In a lot of cases, this is actually going to lower the carrying weight even if we took all of the parts of what we're scrapping. It's generally a good idea to do this if you're in survival mode because you do have that penalty to your carrying capacity. And now that we have all of our materials, let's take a quick stop at the weapons workbench. So right now, I do not have either levels in gun nut, but I'm going to put some levels into that now because I have a ton of levels left, so we might as well do our leveling right here. We put 2 levels in Lone Wanderer so I can do more damage and have more carrying capacity. 2 levels in gun nut so that I'm able to get the right weapons that I want. 2 levels in ninja so that I can do a large amount of sneak attack damage. 2 levels in both Fortune Finder and Scrounger so that I never run out of ammunition or caps. 3 levels into Sneak so that I'm much harder to detect when sneaking. Let's put 2 levels in Commando because I'm going to need them later. And then 1 level in Bloody Mess for the 5% bonus damage. And because I put levels in Gun Nut, of course we're going to use it. Let's go to the weapons workbench and let's improve on our 10mm pistol. Quickly, take notice here, it does not say exceptional damage and improved fire rate. I have a mod that replaces those words with the actual percentage equivalent. That way I'm able to look at something and actually know what it's going to do. It doesn't change anything about what it does. It just makes it easier to read and compare the different upgrades that I could decide on. So now I'm going to get this advanced receiver. And now my weapon does a lot more damage, and I also got a pretty good experience dump there. I can't really get anything else that I want because I want to go for the end ones and not just waste my materials getting halfway and then upgrade it again later. So I'm going to leave the rest of the weapon as is and take the materials with me as I go on. Now we're going to head out the back of Sanctuary, head towards the root cellar where you went to before. Actually, before I leave, I am going to sleep for a while because I'm a little bit tired. Alright, now I need a drink again, and it's a foggy day. That's pretty awful, but it's okay. We'll be heading out all the same. Now we can get going. So back here beyond the root cellar, there is a little tree that lets you cross the river here without taking any rads. There are a couple of wild mongrels up across this ridge. You can't see them because of the fog, but they are there, and sometimes if you run along here, then they will come attack you. There you go, you can see one in the distance. Another important thing to note is that there is a survivalist that is up here. It is not level dependent, it will spawn no matter what, so it's not fun to be against one at the beginning of the game. Over here at the side of the lake, there is a suitcase with some stuff in it, so I'm going to take this. It's not always that stuff, it is randomized. But it's definitely a nice little drop of materials to have. One other thing that I'm going to do that I forgot to do earlier is I'm going to take off this hat. That will on average give me about 1% more experience. I'm also going to take this glowing fungus and fill up my water bottles because I have a ton of bottles and I'm running out of water now. Alright, we should be in the clear, so we're just going to run up along the side of the lake here. Don't get too close to the far end of the lake because there are mire lurks over there. And as you run up this hill over here, you will get into the robotics disposal ground. If you want it over here, there is a fat man. I don't take it in survival because it's not worth the carrying capacity, and I'll show you guys where you can also get a mini nuke. And this is at the very beginning of the game, so this is a super strong weapon. Over here by these tires, there is a mini nuke you can pick up. If it's not able to be picked up, jump on it, and then it'll tend to shoot out like that, and then you can pick it up. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, there's a sentry bot here. I'm going to go inside of this building here, I'm going to open it, and I need to close this door behind me, because as soon as I activate the sentry bot, because I am going to activate it, it's going to fight for me, but a bunch of mole rats are going to spawn. So I'm going to play the holotape that is in this terminal, and then that's going to let me activate the sentry bot. Yes, I do want to activate it. And now that's done, the sentry bot should activate. Yep, and you can hear it talking. And a bunch of mole rats are going to spawn pretty soon. That it is going to deal with. So in the meantime, let's loot.
Perfect.
Don't forget to take the hot rodder here because that is actually a good paint job. It's going to give you extra agility when you paint all the pieces, and it costs nothing to paint it, no materials whatsoever.
Analysis, hostile detected. Commence neutralization.
You can hear that the sentry bot's out there and it is killing mole rats that are popping out of the ground. And that's going to leave behind a lot of meat for us to scavenge in a little bit.
Neutralized. Recommend immediate repairs to primary systems to ensure continued operation.
And when it says that line about hostiles neutralized, then that means you're good to go out. But since I did pick up an adhesive in here, I should have enough. Yep, I have enough to build a suppressor. This is going to reduce my range, but it's also going to reduce my recoil, which is really good. And suppressors are great for sneak builds like what I have. So let's do that. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go back into this terminal and we are going to play the tape again. You can eject it if you want, but I'm just going to play it here. And then I'm going to hit initiate self-destruct. Yes. So now that the sentry bot has killed off all the mole rats, I have no more use for it. You can tell it to go to certain other places, but I'm not really going to be going to those places, so I might as well have it blow itself up. Yep. And now, yep, there's a blown up sentry bot. You don't have to worry about it. It wouldn't attack you if you went out. It is friendly to you. Whoa. Okay. There was a legendary mole rat out here, so now this is really good. It's a really good start. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. And then let's get that pack of cigarettes and the mole rat meat. Well, good job, sentry bot, killing that legendary glowing mole rat. So it's important to head down to this crate over here by where the sentry bot used to be, and then you can pick up a fusion core out of it. That's right, a fusion core, the thing that powers your power armor. So it's really easy to get here, and guess what? You can go up to the sentry bot, and there's another 2 fusion cores, and a little bit of ammo and some aluminum that I'm going to grab. But the big thing is, I now have 3 fusion cores for a set of power armor. Take a bit more mole rat meat. It kind of got blown everywhere, so I don't know where all of them are. And now out of this exit from the disposal yard, I'm going to look at that satellite in the distance and start walking towards it. And guess where this leads me? There's a crashed vertibird and some ragstads over here. And here you can see this is our first set of power armor. There's no head, there's no leg. That's because this is randomly generated. You'll get some set of pieces from going here, but you do get power armor, a full frame, and you get some pieces that are not damaged at all. And you have 3 full fusion cores to work with. So I got in there. If you want it in the vertibird that's next to the power armor, you can get this brown flight helmet. I don't really have a use for it, but I'll take it for now because I do have a bit of extra space. Then I'm going to climb back up this hill towards the robotics disposal ground. And this is where it's going to start sucking that I can't really see, because I'm not going to know if I'm getting into the Mirelurk territory going back this way, because I want to go around the other side of the lake and show you guys how to get this snub-nosed pistol. I'm not a really big fan of it because it doesn't do that much damage in comparison to an upgraded 10mm pistol, and the ammo type is extremely hard to find. So I'm just going to head down over here. There are some raiders on my left, and like I said before, Mirelurks on my right. It's a bit dangerous to go through here, but you should be OP right now. You have power armor, you're super high level, don't know what's really going to stop you. Yeah, I'm just going to keep on being hidden here. And nothing in the refrigerator this time. Sometimes there's loot. As you can see, my hidden bar is moving a little bit because... Oh, okay. Oh. I don't know if they see me or not. Yeah, there's a raider right there. Not gonna pick a fight with them, but I am going to go steal their stuff. So I'm going to turn off the circuit breaker and then follow the pipe that was connected to it up this hill. The thing that I'm about to pick up, a lot of people say it's the best early game weapon that you can get. But first let me flip open this lid, bunch of caps. Nice to start off with. And then here it is, the snub-nosed .44 pistol. I'm going to take that in a couple of rounds. There's only going to be 5 ever. Get the pork and beans milk bottle. See the sea captain's hat. Yeah, that's not bad, I'll take that. And then on top of this thing here, there's a bunch of meds. I'm going to grab that and leave before the raiders over there see me. And there's a bunch of mole rats over there. Alright, now I have it, and I'm walking away from both of those groups, so they shouldn't go after me. And I can head over here to the trash can. Shotgun shell, not bad. And then we'll go down and get a carrot out of the cooler. Nice. Now let's start walking this way. In a second here I'm going to start shifting. Not because of that rad stag, but because of there is a hound over here. Ooh. I can't see it because, oh wait, yeah. that's how you miss like every shot on a basic mongrel. That was my mistake there, but really not a problem because of this pistol. We should be good now unless there's like a random super mutant spawn, which I have had happen before. Probably because I get leveled up too early, and the game doesn't understand that. Oops. And then we're gonna head up towards this statue. There's a duffel bag here. Tends to have some nice stuff in it. That really isn't going to do anything for me, so I'm not gonna pick it up. And then there are a couple of dead bodies over here. I didn't loot them earlier when I passed because I wanted you guys to see it, because this is where most people looted here. Don't need that drifter outfit because I got the stuff next to the lake, so I do have a bit of armor. And I got that super lucky mole rat. Not lucky for the mole rat, I mean, it's lucky for me. And now we're back to Red Rocket. Now, what are we doing at Red Rocket? What I want to do is I want to do a little bit of cooking, so I do need to exit my armor to do that. Good to see that this is no longer made of metal. Well, not really good to see because I'm a bit disappointed, but it's not awful. And now we got some purified water. Now let's go over to roast. Let's make some baked bloatfly, and I have a ton of radroach, of course. Now I feel like this is trying to trick me because I have some iguana bits, but I think this wood... I have a little bit of wood. Okay, that's fine. The only wood I normally have on me is cigar boxes, so I'm always a little bit skeptic of it, because I don't want to accidentally turn a cigar box into just a piece of scrap, because it's worth a lot more as a cigar box. And that is where I think I'm going to leave it off. We were able to get power armor and quite a bit of other stuff, including 3 fusion cores, without fighting anything. Except for that one wild mongrel, which we knew we were going up against, and that was after we were in power armor, and it didn't really stand a chance. It only took 2 shots, if I would have hit it. So if you were going to use this strategy to get early power armor, or if you liked this video, then like this video, leave a comment down below if you had any questions about this strategy, or if you have any questions about Fallout 4 or technology. I'd be happy to explain them, more than happy to explain anything about that to you guys. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to learn how to tech.
I feel paralyzed.